I'm not sure who needs to hear this right now, but you are enough. You have value. You have worth. You are worthy of love and respect and kindness. There is only one you. You have every right to live into the full potential of what that means for you. The world needs more people who are truthfully, confidently, authentically themselves. So do you and be you and plug into you. Make sure that you are living your life for you and not for someone else. Make sure that you are determining what your values are, what your goals are, what your life looks like. And you are leading the charge of creating those goals and implementing those goals and keeping yourself on track to get to the life that you want to live. I have spent so much time in my life worrying about what other people think of me, if they're judging me, if they don't like what I'm saying. It's something I talk about in Socket quite a bit. I'm asking you to toss that. I'm asking you to toss worrying about what other people think about you. Because you know what? It just doesn't matter. What matters is when you put your head on that pillow every night, when you quiet your mind, like I talked about last week, when you are alone with you, that you like yourself, that you know that your values and what you believe and what your actions are and your relationships, they're all in alignment, because that's where joy and happiness and huga and contentment and decreased anxiety comes from. When everything in your life is in alignment, when you're not lying to yourself or someone else, you're not having to remember what you said to who and who you said to what, because you're authentic in your communication with people. You have good, healthy relationships in your life. And if they're not good and healthy, you reevaluate them and determine whether or not those relationships need to have an ending to them, or they need to be recycled. They need to be changed. You need to set up new boundaries. Living into who you are is so important, that I believe that at the heart of some of the problems in this world, it is because people don't do it, because people try to have lives that maybe were forced upon them or were pressured on them, or the expectations of our parents, of our friends, of our community, of this is how you're supposed to be. And this is what a healthy, happy, successful life looks like. You know what? You get to determine what a healthy, happy, successful life looks like for you. No one else can determine that for you. No one else has spent every moment of your life walking in your shoes. No one else has experienced what you have experienced. No one else feels what you feel. No one else has the dreams deep inside of them that are exactly your dreams. No one has been through the sadness and the losses and the sorrows that you uniquely have been through. So that creates a recipe for a unique human being. And the world, what I know, it needs unique human beings. It needs people to step up into who they were meant to be, who they were created to be, who they can be. Because once you have healthy human beings, or let me say, the more human beings become healthy, the more collective health we have, emotional health, physical health, relationship health, that collectively raises the tide for your community, for a larger world even. The more work we each do on ourselves to break through from some of the chains and some of the fears and some of the things that hold us back, the more work we all do on ourselves, we get to a different level. And then the people around us feel that. And some of them can't handle that growth. Once you live into your potential, and you rise up and you stay at that vibrational level, you stay solid with your boundaries, having to say no to some things, you're being kind, all of those values that you have for yourself. Once you raise that up enough and you stay there, you are going to have some losses. I guarantee it. There will be some people in your circle, possibly your inner circle, possibly your family even, that cannot live at that level. And that intimidates them and they don't like it. And they start saying, oh, you really shouldn't. Why are you being so healthy? You shouldn't be dieting. I think you're looking too skinny, or shaming you for trying to work on a business and live into a dream. This was reminded, or I was reminding of this last night when we were talking about Rebel Wilson. She was quote unquote Fat Amy in the, oh my gosh, I can't remember the movie. I was just watching it. Anyway, the movie with the acapella singers, you all know it. And I'm being ridiculous and I can't remember. I'll probably remember in a minute or so. But I was saying to my son and his girlfriend, something came up about her. I was like, oh, she's really taking care of her health and really, really, she's lost a lot of weight. And she looks phenomenal. She looks healthy. She looks happy. She looks like she's glowing. And Nick, my son, was mentioning that, or maybe it was his girlfriend, was saying that some people have given some feedback that they're not going to watch her movies anymore because they felt empowered by her when she was a heavier set actress, and that now that she's thinner, that they don't connect with her anymore. And as all social media goes, and anyone sitting behind a keyboard that decides that they're going to unleash some of their own stuff, remember those projections we were talking about last week, that you do you. If you've decided to take care of your health and other people around you have not, unfortunately, you either have to renegotiate your relationship with them, or if they're going to continue to give you a hard time, limit your time with them. If you decide that you're going to start a new business and you have a new goal, you want to surround yourself with positive people that are going to lift you up and support you and inspire you and cheer you on. You don't want people dragging you down because they're fearful that, or they have regret that they didn't create their own business. So all of the choices that you make in your life to step into who you are comes with some amazing benefits, but sometimes some downsides. And once you get to a place in your life that you have enough strength and confidence in who you are to do that, the things that are negative that come with it will be easier to handle because you are solid in yourself. You are okay being who you are. You are you. And you're the only you this world is going to see. Like, how exciting is that? It's scary, but it's also exciting. Pitch Perfect. That was a movie. Thank you. I knew it would come to my brain. Anyway, how exciting is it that you are the only person on this planet that is you? And what do you have to give to it? What do you have to share with the world, with your community, with your children, with your family, with your friends? What gifts do you have that you can add value and bring joy, kindness, intelligence, ideas, motivation, inspiration? What do you have that can bring other people? And what can you bring yourself? How can you take all of that inside of you and not only give back to others, but make sure that you are giving it back to yourself? You are making sure that not only do you know that you're worthy, but that you are giving yourself worth. You are giving yourself love. You are kind to yourself. You are taking care of your one and only body that you have. You are listening to your gut. You are following through on what you say you're going to do. You are keeping your words and your thoughts and your actions and your dreams, and they're all in alignment. Like I said, that space, when I think about that space, as I get closer and closer and closer for myself to being in that space, fills me with an energy and a light and a happiness and a joy from the inside out that I don't know how to even explain. When I feel that, when I am on that level with myself, nothing beats that. And you can be the best person for other people when you can feel that for yourself, when you can plug into that feeling for yourself. You can never, ever be the best friend, mother, daughter, employer, employee. You can never be at your best in any of the other roles that you play in your life if you are not solid with yourself and you aren't confident in who you are and in not worrying, like I said, about what people think of you. I am a goofball. I, as I live into who I am, I'm just a nut sometimes. And I have these glitches that I find to be very funny. I maybe they annoy some people, but they're just like logical glitches. So an example would be Jason and I were eating chicken wings outside. This is last summer. He grilled up a bunch of chicken wings. And as I'm biting into the chicken wing, I say to him, wonder what part of the chicken this comes from. Good God, makes me laugh out loud. Just think of it. But every once in a while, I say something or do something, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I not know that? Well, that's just a part of me. How I like to explain it is that I save my brain for higher level thoughts than figuring out that a chicken wing may, in fact, come from the wing of a chicken. I will never forget that fact. And Jason lovingly calls me Sunshine Chicken Wing sometime. He'd be like, "Are we having a Sunshine Chicken Wing moment?" Now, I could take that in and be super, super embarrassed, or I can just accept that sometimes I'm going to say something really freaking dumb that a second after it comes out of my mouth. Another example was I was visiting my sister Amy in Estes Park, Colorado. Estes Park is the town at the foot of the Rocky Mountain National Park. It is breathtakingly gorgeous. She owns Kind Coffee. I've talked about it before. Go see her. She's awesome. The coffee's amazing. I actually have it at my practice now. If you're a patient, you can grab a small thing of it when you walk out the door after your appointment all of December. So I'm super excited about that. Anyway, we were driving. Her husband's driving, and she's in the front seat, and me and my two boys are in the back. This is a couple years ago, and we're driving past a strip mall, and I proclaim, "Oh, they have Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory here too," because we have one in Naperville, Illinois. And my sister turns around and she's like, "Cathy, really?" I was like, "Oh, did Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory start close to the Rocky Mountains, maybe closer than Naperville, Illinois by Chicago?" Again, I could just be wildly uncomfortable with those glitches, I call them, or I can find them heartwarming and know that every once in a while I'm going to make someone laugh as I can share that story. And maybe I can make someone feel better because they have the same quote unquote glitches that I do. There are also things I know that I do really, really well. I communicate really well with people. I have strong, strong friendships. I love surprising my friends with little gifts or little things I've made or a little planted pot that I've made of a little flower or a little flower or a little plant. Um, I love giving my friends coloring books and things that, make me happy. So I hope that they make them happy. I love reaching out and sharing a funny meme. Um, I love the fact that I can connect with other people in my life on that level. And it makes me really proud of those relationships and friendships that we can have together. And I know that I add value to other people. So while there might be some things I don't do well, there are a lot of things I do well. And when you lean into you and you live into who you're supposed to be, sometimes you just have to accept all parts of you, the good and the bad. You have to give yourself some grace to screw up, to mess up, to make mistakes. You have to find it in your heart to apologize when you do those things that you've hurt others, which I have definitely done in times of my life. Right now, as I stand today, there is nothing I feel I've done to anyone that I have not apologized directly to them for. If you are listening to this and I've done something against you and I've not apologized to you, please feel free to call me because I would love to have that conversation. I don't ever want to live my life with regrets. I don't want to ever live my life in a space where I feel like a major relationship in my life has to change, but I'm not willing to tackle it or I'm too fearful to address it. So every day I wake up and I figure out how the hell am I going to be the best Cathy Suber I possibly can be? What does that look like? What are the things I need to do to make that happen? How can I be honest with myself? How can I love myself? How can I be authentic with who I am to the world? And what am I going to put out there today? And I love that space. I love the life that I've created for myself. It has taken me 47 years to get to this place where even though my body isn't exactly the way I want it to be, I can look in the mirror and I can say, I love you. I may not love what my stomach looks like, but I can look at it with gratitude for the fact that it's held my babies. I can look at myself as a work in progress, even as something that, hey, those are some changes I want to make. But overall, I can look myself dead in the mirror and say, I love who you are. I'm proud of who you are. I respect who you are. I I am encouraged by who you are. I know that you are doing good things in this world. If you today cannot look in the mirror and say that to yourself, find time to unplug from everything that you keep busy in your head. Find time to unplug from work, your kids, your husband or spouse or partner, um, any coping mechanism that you may be using. For me, I tend to lean on Prosecco and some Tito's. If I know I'm not in alignment with things, I know that it's a little too easy to pour a couple of glasses of wine at the end of the day or a couple of extra drinks. And that just helps me numb out a little bit. But when I'm being honest and when my mind is quieted and I'm listening to myself, I know that's not what I want to be doing. I don't want to be falling back on any coping mechanism that isn't a healthy coping mechanism. And it's amazing if you're intentional how easily you can switch out some of those nighttime coping mechanisms, whether it's too much sugar, it's too much carbs, it's too much alcohol, it's maybe too much negativity, gossiping, spending money online, which is so much easier to do during COVID because so many people aren't going out to stores like they were. If you're using any of those as a coping mechanism, I challenge you to find other ones that you can replace. Things like exercise, things like meditation, like yoga, like having a good conversation with someone you love, um, giving extra long hugs to those people in your family. There's so many ways to unplug from the things that don't serve our bodies well and plug into the things that do. And the more and more you plug into those healthy coping mechanisms to deal with stress and anxiety and things in our lives that we don't like, the better off we're all going to be. And so if there's anything, as I've shared this talk, if there's anything that you're struggling with, I ask you to reach out to someone, a trusted friend, trusted family member, a trusted therapist, or find a therapist and be open and honest with some of the things that don't make you feel proud of yourself or don't make you feel happy or don't make you feel healthy or things that you're embarrassed about or things that you're feel shame about. Work all this shit out. There's just no time like today. If this year has taught us anything, it's that we don't have a lot of control over a lot of things. What we do have control over is our minds. We can control what we put into it. We can control how long, if something negative comes in, we can control how long we want to let that just roll around in our brains. And sometimes it's easy to just let that go on repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. And it's time to stop it. It's time to cut that tape and put a new film in. And that film is filled with, you are worthy. You are enough. You are respectful, or you are worthy of love and respect. You are loved. You are valuable. You are unique. You are you. And that is so important. That is so important. If I could give each of you a gift from my heart, it would be to plug into who you are and to know that worth, to know that value, to know that love, and to never look back and to always be taking steps forward towards who you want to be and who you want to be in your life towards others. And once you get to that place, I swear it is almost a euphoria sometimes, especially if you've been through hard times. And so many of us have been through some really difficult times. To work through all of that and look at smack dab in the face and then get to the other side of it, it's something to be really proud of. I'm going to end there because I probably just need a good old-fashioned cry. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. I know you have a lot inside of you. I know I have a lot inside of me. And we're all just so special and so worthy of being us. I know I've said that a million times, hoping one of them sinks in for you. Happy to connect further about this topic if you'd like. My email is Cathy@simplysocket.com, and my website is simplysocket.com. I hope you have an awesome day. And remember, plug into you. Be you. Be confidently, unapologetically, honestly, authentically you. The world needs it. Have a great day. Bye.